Play the damn game and have fun with it.
I'm with you.
They're all great matches.
How about you, Mick? Anything special you want on your wish list?
Yes.
Because you're a Santa Claus loving, sleigh riding, elf kissing, mistletoe belt buckle wearing son of a gun. And somebody's going to get the mistletoe belt buckle reference.
And by the way,
point.
he doesn't drink, and we don't trust anybody that doesn't drink.
Mick, what is your dream match on WrestleMania DVD or the 2K video game?
My, can I have three answers? My two favorite WrestleMania matches of all time are Steamboat and Savage from WrestleMania 3, Stone Cold and Bret Hart. I believe it was 13, and then up until 2006, my WrestleMania moment was when I got to come in for the last 5 minutes of Steve's match with The Rock in Philadelphia, and I was a guest referee. I'd been injured during my match at the Big Show. I was able to make my way using what we refer to as intestinal fortitude, made my way back into the ring, and I've been on the receiving end of some pretty good responses, but nothing like those two guys were receiving. And so I understood from a fan's perspective that I had the greatest spot in the world for one of the best matches I'd ever seen. It was just phenomenal. And then when Steve, he got the victory, he turned to me and said, "Thanks, kid." And that was that was a great WrestleMania moment for me. So I'd like to see those three specific matches on the game.
All good choices. Dolph, what do you think? You grew up through a lot of these WrestleMania moments and matches that many of these men were involved in. You were still a young fan.
Yeah, and I guess we got in trouble for doing the Sean and Rick kind of reference already. But
no, go ahead, do what you want. Say what you want to say. I don't give a shit.
In that case, no, actually, I got to see in person, out in the crowd, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker for the first time. I forget which WrestleMania that was, but
Atlanta.
Nice. Witnessing that in person, out in the crowd, with that crowd response, two of the greatest of all time in the back, in the ring, two heroes of mine who are at the top of their game, who have proven already that how good they are. And to witness them put, like you said, with Rick, like a painting, a masterpiece of a story and real life story and drama mixed into that match. It was one of the most special things I've ever seen as a fan and as a performer.
It's good. I agree. Good stuff. Paul, you mentioned 17, WrestleMania 17. I have to tell you, I never told you this in public, it's probably one of the greatest days of my career. And next year will be 40 years for me. I thought, for whatever reason, you brought out the best of me. And you pissed me off at the right time. You challenged me intellectually at the right time. You're a perfect antagonist. And I felt, looking back on that day in the Houston Astrodome, where they love you blue, and Bum Phillips, Coach Earl Campbell, that was one of my, without sounding too egocentric, one of my finest moments. Stone Cold joining Satan himself to become the hated villain in his home state of Houston, Texas, was absolutely, I'll never forget that day. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And I'll let you know why that's so humbling. I first got to be a color commentator in WCW because I kept on getting in trouble saying things on interviews I wasn't supposed to say. So, of course, why not give that person 2 hours of airtime on Saturday nights? And they paired me up first with Lance Russell, who I loved. You know, I mean, I loved Lance from Memphis, and I just walked all over him because Lance would let me. And then they paired me up with Tony Schiavone. And I walked all over Tony Schiavone because that was who I was. I was Paulie Dangerously, and I was like, hey, if he can't keep up with me, screw him. And then they paired me up with JR, and JR just grabbed me by the wrist, and he says, we're going to do really well here, or you're going to look really stupid. So, and I just sat under the learning tree, and I learned to talk in sound bites, and I learned not to yell at all times on commentary, because that was, especially back in the late 80s, that's all I knew how to do, was just yell and give a lot of energy. And I learned how to be a commentator from when I taught Joey Styles how to be a commentator in ECW. All I did was tell him the things that JR taught me inside the little sound booth in WCW and on the live broadcast. So I assure you, sir, it is I who thank you for that night. In terms of what matches I would like to see at WrestleMania, there are 3 that I personally fantasize about. One, from a historical perspective, is Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan. That match should have main evented a WrestleMania on any year, for the simple fact that history deserves to categorize that match as a WrestleMania main event. And anybody that grew up in any era that looks back on the history of this industry, Flair versus Hogan should have been a WrestleMania main event.
Amen.
For my
Sid Vicious, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Randy Savage, give me a break. What ticket are you gonna buy? Huh? Give me a break. I know. So, but things change and it all worked out good, and it is what it is. And I appreciate that comment.
No, it's the truth.
But we should have Hogan, WWE, WWF, Flair, WWE. It was a natural, but
it was the worlds colliding. It was the dream match for anybody.
And the thing of it is, I'm so easy to beat. I haven't won a match ever. So I would have just gone out there and taken the big leg. Hogan just had 7 back surgeries in the last year and a half, right? So I go to him, you never fell down in the ring from dropping a leg on everybody. True story. He never fell down, ever. With me, I don't think I ever gave him a flying mare.
All right. I'd like to thank Grey Goose for sponsoring this portion of the broadcast.
Jared, if I continue, there are 2 others.
Soundbite, baby. Give me 2. Give it
For my own personal enjoyment as a fan, the match that I want to see main event a WrestleMania, or as a gamer to see it in the game, would be Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk. I saw a series of matches last year on television right before Punk and I got a chance to work with each other, and I never could take my eyes off the TV screen. I was mesmerized by what Daniel Bryan and CM Punk could do together, and in terms of the new style in this industry, those two have a chemistry that harkens back to Austin and The Rock, Flair versus Ricky Steamboat. It is just the premium match of our generation. The third match that I fantasize about is one that I will selfishly tell you I want to be a part of. It's the toughest SOB versus the baddest dude on the planet. I fantasized about it since I saw Brock Lesnar choke out Shane Carwin and looked over to my left and saw Steve Austin standing there. Can you imagine the box office appeal of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Brock Lesnar?
I'm buying a ticket for it, baby.
Retail?
Hell yeah.
Paul, we need another syllable in there when you say Brock's name. Come on, give it to us a little better than that.
The
Brock Lesnar.
As you guys can see here, I'm fast forwarding because we have 15 minutes left.
Oh my God.
So we're going to Ixnay question A.
Sound bites, guys, sound bites.
Sound bites would be very much appreciated at this point. We want to thank again Grey Goose for sponsoring this portion of the interview. I'm just looking through some of these questions that are relevant. There are a lot of them that are relevant, and a lot of them that I'd like to know myself. What is your? Let's start with Rick. Rick, could you be convinced to wrestle at WrestleMania 30 And if so, who would you love to wrestle with?
WrestleMania 30. You're talking about in April of this year?
April 2014, New Orleans Superdome.
In New Orleans?
If you could have a match.
Give me the word, brother. I'll get myself ready. And, brother, I can still do it. Don't think I can't. I got no aches and pains, man. I need some incentive. Who do I want to wrestle?
Yeah.
The only person, I tell this all the time, that I've never wrestled in this business of any notoriety is Cena. He's afraid of me. I saw him today. I said, let's go drinking tonight. He said, I'm hiding out my bus. Cena, you know, the first drink Cena ever had with me, we're in Sherwood Forest in England. And he just won a world championship. And I go,
Robin Hood and Maid Marian had just gone to the room.
Yeah, no, I missed my plane. Not lying, I missed my plane home. But I go to Cena. I said, you're the world champion. You got to buy drinks, you know? He said, I don't drink. I said, good luck with that shit. And now John Cena, in a 5-hour road trip, he'll drink 30 beers. I don't get it. He has a genetic gift. He never gains a pound. He doesn't do cardio. Tell me, okay? So, but anyway, Cena's fun. But I need to wrestle John Cena.
I hear you. All right,
or I want to wrestle Stone Cold. Stone Cold ain't going to hurt his neck with me. I don't even fly him air.
I'm wrestling you tomorrow in a hotel room doing my podcast.
The podcast.
Mick, how about you? I know that people ask all the time, would you ever be interested in wrestling again at WrestleMania? If the answer is yes, who would be your ideal opponent?
Unfortunately, I can never wrestle again. So I used to be asked all the time who I wished I could have wrestled, and the answer is always the same as going back 3 years, about 10 years ago, I'd say Ric Flair, Bruiser Brody, Hulk Hogan. And Rick and I had not only a few matches, we had a classic.
We stole it, brother.
We stole it twice.
Times. We stole it at SummerSlam for WWE, and we stole it for that company, whatever it's called, TNA. You kidding me? Mick said to me,
that won't make the edit, by the
way. I don't care. Hey, you know what he said to me? We're in. He said because we were fighting like hell outside the ring, and he said we've gone dark, right?
Yeah,
what do you call it?
Yeah.
Commercial time, and I said,
much like we're getting ready to do here.
Tell the story.
No,
tell the story. You said, who works through the dark time? I said, man, when you get me going, I don't stop.
He didn't. I was counting on about a 3-minute rest, which I badly needed, and Rick beat the hell out of me the entire commercial break.
I got all the heat. I'm off the air. The mid lights came on. He made a comeback on me.
Honestly, people were, they praised that match so highly, and I knew it had been good. But it wasn't until I watched back, and this, you talk about moves and different high spots, but you can't plan on intensity, and so that's something.
Well, he lets me smack him around. I'm gonna tell you something. The 4 or 5 guys in this business, like him, I got one offensive weapon, guys. I don't drop kick. I don't do finance. I got chop. He lets me smack him. Undertaker, just relatively a few, Hey, Bret Hart, do we have to do that? Sorry, Bret. Yeah, it's only 2 I got. In San Antonio one night, Bret Hart goes, it's a dark match. Please don't chop me. I said, okay. Okay, hello.
All right. Okay, now.
Don't get me going. Anybody that'll let me hit him knows it's grill. Time to go to the Grey Goose.
You're not gonna have time for this one.
Killing me. All right, how about we?
Flair? No.
Yes.
Hey, okay.
Ask me more.
Question for Flair.
I'm a wealth of entertainment.
Daniel Bryan.
Minutes is up, JR.
Save my ass. Soundbite. If you could pick out any WrestleMania opponent, who would it be? Daniel Bryan. Who's your dream opponent at WrestleMania?
I honestly feel like I don't belong up here.
Hey, Daniel. Hey, Daniel.
What the hell?
41 years, you can only imagine. Hey, 41 years of wrestling Brody and Blackjack. You can imagine how I feel about you being up here. Good Lord. Jeez.
Do you have an answer to the question?
What would Harley have said about him? 1 tackle, drop down, come off low, buddy. Don't let your beard hit the ground. Good Lord. I'll move. Yeah, here's the greatest. Kurt Hennig goes, you got to hear the story. So, I got to tell this story. It's the greatest. So Kurt, no, I'll do Kurt. So Kurt Hennig's new in the business, right? And we're in Kansas City, right? And I'm the champion, right? And he's working with Harley, right? And I'm doing Kurt now. Hey, Mr. Race. What do you want to do for a finish? Harley goes, what's your finish, kid? Kurt, drop your coffee top rope. I'll move. I swear to God, I'll move. Kurt goes, yes, sir. I'll move.
I've lost control of my truck. My train is running away aimlessly, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I can tell stories all night long.
I know you can. I said a little longer.
Bring me a beverage?
Dance all night, dance a little longer. Ray?
I'm doing 3 hours with Steve tomorrow. You guys, when you hear this story with me and him tomorrow, he'll have a #1 rated podcast.
Not iPads.
We'll probably
It's
both
just
be fine for
podcast.
WWE. It's okay. Podcast. Okay.
Podcast.
Okay.
Attaboy. There you go.
Sorry, remember I can't
It's a
work
new
my
deal. It's a
I
brand
can't
new
work my
innovation.
cell phone, much less podcast.
Stone Cold
okay?
Steve Austin podcast.
Podcast.
Must listen to. Cheer boy.
Cheer boy. And Stone Cold, 3 hours over here in my room. Good luck with that one. Woo! And Steve's bringing 3 cases of beer. What the hell?
I came looking for a couple of plugs for the show, but this is ridiculous.
No,
I think we're turning your podcast heel.
we're going to plug that baby all night long. Wait till I get to the bar tonight. I didn't start it yet.
We're having you can see that we enjoy each other's company. You can also see this wasn't rehearsed.
Hardly.
This was real. This is reality television at its best. I've lost complete control of my job. I'm sure I will never be asked back, and this has probably destroyed what career I had left.
And by the way, I introduced Jim Ross to his wife. We go way back. Charleston, West Virginia. We were so drunk, we were all... we got on the airplane. Hey, Charleston, West Virginia, all night. We get on the airplane, and I think the chick is hitting on me. She's hitting on him, right? Then she tells this joke, and they're out of food, so Jim and I drank Bloody Marys for an hour and a half back to Atlanta. His wife is absolutely drop dead gorgeous, but I mean, she needs lens grafters, right? Let's go with it, right? Let's get that figured out. Ric Flair in my prime, or him? Are you shitting me? I was wrecked. Good Lord.
Yeah,
I just saw her today. She's the greatest. I go, how did that possibly happen? 22 years ago, Jim Ross, Nature Boy. I must have looked rough that morning.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah. I don't think Jim Ross and I haven't tipped a few back over the years. Just to survive. We used to walk into the bar and go, do we really working for WCW? Let's have 2 martinis, good Lord. The only guy that drank more booze with me after WCW was Gene Oakland. And Gene's had 3 kidney transplants. Hey, who could work for WCW and not drink? You give me a break. Good Lord. Oh, my God.
All right, well...
Jer,
yeah.
Let's go get a crown. Let's go.
Well, we're almost done. Hey, anybody got... We got like 5 minutes. I need short answers. So that means, Rick, you can lay out here.
I'll tell a story.
No, you can lay out.
I got a 5-minute story.
Consider you on the apron and you're not been tagged in yet.
I don't do good on the apron.
We got that. So,
I was a lousy
any
tag
final
wrestler.
thoughts on this game brings every great superstar together in WrestleMania, in the arena, in their attire, with the correct sound, the correct feel, the ability to make matches Hey, if everybody's jonesing on seeing Stone Cold and Goldberg, or Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan, this is your spot. If you want to see Ric Flair take on John Cena, as Rick has indicated that he'd like to book himself on for April in New Orleans, then you can do that here.
Hey, can I have to break in for a minute? The one thing that's cool.
Well, what the hell? Why not?
No, because the guys will like this, right? At my age, I'm ready to go. But I have a cosmetic issue, right? And I look like shit, okay? So with the game, they actually make it look like I have muscles. So I'm going to look like I have muscles. You actually have a muscle.
Too, yeah.
You know, that's not true. you know what Arn Anderson calls you, the human jellyfish. Yeah, they actually make it look like we have muscle. Oh, yeah, that's knobs, I'm sorry. Knobs is the human jellyfish.
This makes the television show. Can you imagine what the internet and the dirt sheets are going to say about this shit?
Yeah, I love it.
Twitter is going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Flair just
Hell
said,
yeah.
hashtag SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Well,
Good Lord.
Gentlemen.
Can you imagine we're going to be in New Orleans for WrestleMania? That's a story in itself. I'll be with Stone Cold and Pat O'Brien's at 12 noon.
Some of us will be at New Orleans. I'm not sure all of us are going to make it.
Well, if it's up to my ex-wife, I for sure won't. Good Lord.
Considered I've lost
Nobody get married out here, please. It's overrated. If you're even entertaining the thought of your partner you're with tonight and you're thinking about getting married, throw it out. It's overrated. And don't live with her longer than the statute of limitations, okay? You got to pay her anyway.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. And the key word there for Nate is prenup.
Yeah. Oh, I had a prenup. Didn't matter.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I started that story.
You kidding? I paid $25,000 for a prenup, and she tore it up, and the lawyer that drew it up retired. Don't get me one on prenups.
Okay, here's the deal. End of the day,
there ain't nothing to prenup about anymore.
we've had a great time. This is an amazing project that many of us have worked on for months and months. The folks at 2K Sports have invested their heart and soul in this game, along with all the WWE resources. It's amazing the attention to detail that we have in this game. After this train wreck is over, and we are able to get the ambulances here for the bodies, the casualties, we're going to do one-on-one interviews. We are going to, God forbid, have more beverages and great food. So on behalf of all these amazingly talented gentlemen that are on the stage, which I feel humbled to be a part of, and all the great folks at 2K Sports and WWE, we thank you sincerely, quite frankly, for being here. It's been a hell of a ride, you got to admit. And
hell yeah.
We will talk to you in a few moments. Enjoy the food, have a beverage, and we'll talk to you just in a few moments. Thank you all for coming and buy the game. It's awesome.
Woo-woo! Good Lord.
Not even! The Grim Reaper himself, starving to get his hands on my warrior soul, can keep me from hearing the battle cries of the warriors in the WWE Universe to experience WWE 2K14. Pay attention. Never before have so many superstars stepped up to challenge our throne. And if you pre-order WWE 2K14, you get to engage the battle as the Ultimate Warrior. That power, this intensity, your belief, our destiny, all of it together created the one and only Ultimate Warrior. All of us, the freaks, who did in our time what will live forever. Hold this, boss. Pre-order WWE 2K14 today and battle as the one and only Ultimate Warrior. Become immortal. WWE 2K14. Pre-order now.
When that bell rings, your time isn't gonna be now.
If you are Superman, say hello to Kryptonite.
Your time is never.
Just scared, ain't you?
I'm the best thing going today.
I see it, and I can damn sure feel it. I hope you got something good to say.
You say you're gonna win. You're your own biggest cheerleader. I'm gonna hurt you bad enough to send you running back to your parents' house.
I am the Lord and Master of the Ring. 1-on-1. You are a zero, my hero.
Yes, that's a great one.
Toe to toe, face to face, and man to man.